Hi there, this is Stephanie from Our Natural Wisdom coming to you with another soulful gardening wisdom moment. Really good to be here with you today. And today we're going to be talking about nurturing unseen growth, both within yourself and in your garden. And boy, I am really, hi Kay, good morning. I am really feeling this message from Mother Earth today that I'm going to share with you because, like so many people at the beginning of the year, I set some big goals for myself for this year. And if you're like me, which I am guessing that you are, you have a real drive to achieve. You're a high achiever and you've achieved some wonderful things in your life, and you should be so proud of that. And you also have anxiety. High functioning anxiety. High functioning anxiety is the term that a lot of people are using these days about just the ability to perform and to achieve, and meanwhile inside you're really struggling with a lot of anxiety, chronic anxiety, and a lot of people have no clue what you're going through, right? And so because you are a high achiever, you set big goals for yourself. Now, this is a beautiful thing. Like I said, it has allowed you to achieve some just fantastic things in your life, both personally and professionally. And so this is a great thing. This is a thing to celebrate about yourself. And when you have anxiety, you can easily get into that slippery slope of negative self-talk and self-criticism and self-judgment, worry about the future, projecting things out into the future. All of these things can hamper your progress, especially when you're at the very beginning of your journey to achieving a big goal that you've set for yourself. And boy, January is the time when so many of us high functioning, anxiety, high achiever people really feel this heavy, big time, because here we're towards the end of the month. You're starting to reflect on the progress that you've made towards your big goals for the year already. You might be holding yourself to some exceedingly high standards for what you are hoping to achieve at this point in outward progress, but you might not be seeing that yet. And so this is about nurturing your unseen growth, that unseen progress that you're making towards your big goals. And like so many people, I have a goal of changing my eating habits and losing some weight and just feeling and being more fit, becoming more physically active and feeling better about myself. So I started taking some big actions in terms of changing habits, especially eating habits and exercise habits. And, I'm feeling good, but I'm not seeing the outward signs of progress. Maybe I've lost a pound. Clothes aren't fitting any differently. In the past, this would be a time where I would really start losing my motivation. And I think that is so common for so many of us. So what I was really reflecting on the other day was the richness of wisdom that we hold within ourselves, especially when we looked to nature for inspiration and motivation and self-trust and faith that we can achieve our goals. The universal intelligence is supporting you in achieving your goals. And so much of it centers around your self-talk. It all really starts with being aware of your self-talk. So if you are already aware that you're developing some critical phrasing to yourself, that you find yourself really judging yourself, I encourage you to really get connected with the wisdom of your soul and to reflect on all of the ways that you are aware of growth happening in an unseen way. And especially this is for those of you who are nature lovers and gardeners, which I know is pretty much everybody that follows me. You know already that nature, especially now in the winter, is experiencing unseen growth. There is stuff happening in the ground. There's stuff happening at the base of trees, within the roots. There's stuff happening within seeds, within your perennials that are in the ground and that are overwintering. They have not given up, right? Because they are not experiencing outward signs of growth. They're not putting out their flowers yet. They're not budding out yet. They may not even be emerging from the ground yet, but that potentiality is there, and that trust, that knowing that they have the universal intelligence behind them to grow. And so do you. So do you. When you connect with this potentiality inside of yourself, with everything that you are nurturing in terms of achieving your big goals that you have set, you are inviting that intelligence, that wisdom that is among us throughout nature to keep you moving forward, because you are stepping into that place of flow with Mother Earth, with the divine, with the universe. So I know how difficult it can be to get yourself out of this self-sabotage cycle of self-criticism and self-judgment, and losing faith that you have the ability to achieve your goals. But I just want you to know that really it all starts with that self-awareness, knowing what you are saying to yourself. And when you can recognize that what you're saying to yourself is not kind and nurturing to yourself, step into a place of self-compassion. Draw upon your deep, deep well of self-compassion that you hold within yourself. If you have a hard time tapping into that, ask your soul, ask the divine for assistance, ask for guidance and a remembrance, a reclaiming that you have this deep self-compassion that will provide you with that resourcefulness, that spaciousness that you need in order to keep moving, even though your growth is unseen. Self-compassion also brings forth more creativity, more just options and solutions that you would never have guessed would be the thing for you to build into whatever goal you are seeking to achieve. So really start with that self-awareness and then draw upon your self-compassion. And when I was reflecting on this and connecting with nature at the time, I asked the divine for a sign or a symbol or a vision to help me keep the faith and to know that my growth, that so much is happening in an unseen way that is vital to the entire growth process. At the beginning of the growth process, it's unseen. So I was reflecting on what would help me stay in tune with this, what would help me stay aligned with this knowing and provide me that faith and trust. And the image that came to me was a monarch chrysalis. Now, how beautiful that just like popped into my awareness, into my heart. Because when we look at a monarch, we know a chrysalis, we know that there is some magical transformation happening inside, right? I mean, this is like crazy science fiction kind of transformation that happens. And we know that that is part of the process, and yet it is unseen. It is unseen to us, but we know it's critical to the entire process of going from a caterpillar to a beautiful butterfly. So that's just one example of an image that Mother Earth may provide to you if you tap into that, and if you open your heart up to any kind of message or guidance that will help you stay on track with your goal, that will keep you motivated and moving forward, and that will allow you to celebrate your unseen growth. Now, I also really wanted to share with you something that will support this entire concept of unseen growth within your garden and will allow you to keep connecting with it more deeply within yourself. And this is the concept of soft landings. Maybe you've heard about this. It's increasingly talked about, especially in native gardening circles. And it's the idea that moths and caterpillars and moths and butterflies and lots of other beneficial insects depend upon the areas around the base of trees, especially particular species of trees, to shelter them in various stages of their life, especially the earliest stages, like the pupae stage. And we are in such a habit of mowing up to trees or, mulching around trees and not putting anything soft. All of these ways that we have kind of, that we're treating the base of trees in conventional gardening is really neglecting the ability of these wonderful beneficial insects to be nurtured during their unseen growth. So the concept of soft landings is to provide plantings around the base of trees. Ideally, everything inside the drip line of the tree. Like if you were to stand beneath the tree and look up at the canopy and imagine where the water is dripping down from the canopy when it rains. Ideally, we would like to have a nice big soft landing for these creatures that we are working with so much love to benefit in our gardens that are connected with nature. And soft landings are especially important for oak trees because they are just they're unsurpassed in terms of the benefits that they provide a whole number of species in our gardens, in our homes, in our business space, in our public spaces. Oaks are just providing so many benefits to the natural world. So if we can provide soft landings under oak trees, under willows, cherry, poplars, and pines, those are the key species that we want to nurture unseen growth around their bases, because these trees are predominantly used by a lot of butterflies and moths and beneficial insects that need that space to survive and thrive and to transition from unseen growth to seen growth so that they can go on and provide all of those wonderful functions and beauty and values that they provide to our native landscapes. So I'll just say real quick that we don't want to dig out the soil underneath those trees. We don't want to disturb the root zone. So the best way to do it is to smother it out with cardboard, do the cardboard smothering process, or you could just simply pile leaves up at the base of these and allow this area to return to more of a leaf litter environment for these species that depend upon these soft landings. And over time, because this is going to break down, you can also plant small plants. Nothing that would require a deep root ball to be dug in, but you can plant small plants and allow this space to really fill in. So you can create a beautiful garden underneath your trees and provide a soft landing to support the unseen growth of so many species that we really need to be nurturing these days. And so in closing, I just want to invite you, if you are struggling with that self-talk, with self-criticism, self-judgment, and really starting to feel anxious about it, about your progress toward the big goals that you've set for yourself in 2023, I invite you to take a moment. Let's do it right now, okay? Take a moment, bring your hands to your heart, and take a nice deep breath. Feel yourself upon the earth, resting so beautifully, so supported by Mother Earth. And invite Mother Earth and your beautiful soul to provide you with an image or a symbol or simply a deep knowing of how unseen growth is supported in nature and how it is supported within you. Connect with this image, this visual, when you are experiencing times of self-judgment or self-criticism, and remember to come back to your deep well of self-compassion. Know that you are on the right path and that it is just a matter of nurturing that unseen growth, because I assure you it will become seen in time and it will be so worth it. So thanking Mother Earth, thanking your beautiful soul for their support in this moment. Take another nice deep breath. There. I hope that this was something that provided you with value. I would love to hear from you. You're welcome, Kay. Would love to hear how this goes for you. And I also invite you, if you are not yet on my email list, to just click the link in bio and you can sign up to receive a free guide to 5 plants that provide naturally healing textures. And these 5 plants are all plants that are native in the US. I also, within the guide, provide you with some very easy guidance to how to incorporate them within your garden space so that you can enjoy these healing textures within your garden right outside your door. I look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of Soulful Gardening with Nature, and have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye.